Good morning. My name is Daniel Perret, and I'm the Director of Product at Quavo Fraud and Disputes. This is Bryce Rashofsky, a Senior Product Engineer. At Quavo, our mission is to restore financial trust by simplifying the fraud and disputes process. We've spent the last decade building QFD, our dispute management platform trusted by financial institutions across America. Today, we're introducing Aria, the industry's only agentic AI investigator designed to work within QFD like a team member, only faster and more precisely. Think of Aria as your new most trusted fraud and disputes agent. She doesn't just streamline intake. Aria prevents invalid disputes from ever advancing while simultaneously managing legitimate claims through their entire lifecycle. I hope you leave today knowing the following 3 things about Quavo. First and foremost, Quavo has best-in-class agentic AI that protects your bottom line from first-party fraudsters. Secondly, Quavo is the only fraud and dispute service that offers true end-to-end full lifecycle service dispute management. And lastly, Quavo offers the customization and care necessary to meet your business where you are today and scale with you into tomorrow. With all that said, let's start at the front of the fraud and disputes process with Quavo's intake deflection product. Behind me, you'll notice that Bryce is working his way through a dispute. As soon as that dispute is initiated, Aria guides users through a streamlined submission process by using her connection to your core banking platform and card network. Aria requests only the information necessary for the investigation because she's an expert in regulatory and association compliance. In fact, Aria is trained on over 20 million historical disputes that Quavo has successfully resolved. This ensures 100% compliance and eliminates risk at the source. And that's only the beginning of what Aria delivers. Ultimately, intake deflection is the set of processes, tools, and strategies used to reduce the number of incoming disputes that make it into your formal investigation and resolution workflow. The goal here, of course, is to deflect low-value, invalid, or misrouted cases at the point of intake, which increases efficiency, reduces average handling time, and protects your investment in fraud and dispute servicing. After the disputed transactions are selected, Aria surfaces real-time transaction data by proactively calling Visa and pulling in key information like merchant-issued refunds, which is what Bryce is currently displaying behind me. Through her real-time API capabilities, Aria also analyzes purchase details and past dispute activity, giving users the context necessary to determine if the dispute in question is truly valid. In other words, if there's already been a refund issued, Aria stops the dispute there. If the purchase details confirm that the order has been delivered, Aria stops the dispute there. If there were prior undisputed transactions with the same merchant indicating a potentially nefarious pattern, you guessed it, Aria stops the dispute there. Stopping disputes before they become claims protects both your revenue and your reputation. Aria filters out invalid disputes early, reducing claim volume, cutting operational costs, and lowering loss exposure. All in all, Aria's intake deflection service leverages the power of agentic AI to restore financial trust and strengthen account holder loyalty by delivering faster, clearer resolutions up front. The result is a leaner, more scalable operation that safeguards profitability while elevating the account holder experience. Now, everything that we've just showed you is only the intake process, and we understand that while intake deflection is powerful, you want to partner with an organization that can handle the entire fraud and disputes lifecycle to provide optimum value for your institution and your account holders. That's why we're happy to be able to show you that even for those disputes that aren't automatically resolved or deflected, Aria's still got your back. Aria doesn't just reduce dispute volume at the start, she actually supports back-office investigations through dozens of AI-driven workflows. Every dispute is unique, with thousands of possible permutations and correspondingly complex paths to resolution. Mapping all of these manually would be very time-consuming and expensive. Aria cuts through that complexity, identifying the precise steps required for each case and organizing them in a clear, actionable task list, which you can see behind me. Leveraging both traditional and generative AI, she automates every step, and when manual review is necessary, Aria routes the case to your team, along with guidance that they can easily follow. All of this that we're showing you is built in part on Aria's extreme knowledge of first-party fraud. Using a fraud scorecard that's been both live in and refined by production for the past decade, Aria evaluates 18 critical data points to identify fraud and guide investigators to the optimal approach. Confirmed first-party fraud cases can be automatically and compliantly denied, accelerating resolution and protecting revenue. Where oversight is required, however, Aria presents her findings and recommendations, as well as showing her work across those 18 first-party fraud scorecard data points, empowering your team to make their final decision with ease and confidence. In closing, I'll leave you with 2 key points to remember. First-party fraud mitigation is likely already an enormous priority for your institution. In fact, FIS Global estimates that 70% of credit card fraud is first-party fraud, and it's costing the industry over $132 billion annually. That's part of why I'm so proud to work at Quavo, where we've already recovered over $1.4 billion for over 10 million individual unique victims of financial fraud. Secondly, AI is bringing a transformation to the financial services industry that represents a truly unparalleled opportunity. That opportunity, however, also brings material risk. Unproven, upstart companies making bold, unsubstantiated claims risk derailing responsible progress by valuing speed to market over robust, dynamic, proven solutions. I encourage you all to scrutinize any AI-backed fraud and disputes provider thoroughly, evaluating their track record, industry expertise, and data quality. I assure you, when you do, you'll find that no one in the industry is offering as reliable, proven, and complete a solution for fraud and disputes management as Quavo. So I'd love to talk with any and all of you about how Quavo can meet you where you are to build a best-in-class, scalable fraud servicing model, but we've got about 36 seconds left up here, and they're serious about the clocks. Please scan the QR code on the screen if you'd like to learn more about Quavo. Again, I'm Daniel Perret, that's Bryce Rashofsky. We're with Quavo Fraud and Disputes. Please consider voting for us for Best in Show. Thank you.